What if I told you one African country is quietly becoming the Silicon Valley plus logistics hub, investment in gold mines in the continent? Well, a country where billion-dollar startups are rising, where global giants are expanding, and where early investors are already making massive returns. That country is called Kenya. And today, I will show you exactly why smart money is flowing into Kenya and why you might be late if you ignore this. Today I will be taking you through this particular aspect in Kenya to show you why I said investing in Kenya is one of the best right now in Africa. You investing in Kenya, you are going to reap whatever you sow in Kenya right now. As I'm talking to you, the whole lot is going on in Kenya when it comes to agriculture aspect, the sector of agric, the sector of tech industries, and a whole lot. Okay, I'll be showing you a whole lot of product and what Kenya does currently right now as William Ruto is quietly helping the country to work on rearing the cattle and the rest. So I will today we'll dive into this aspect as well on the deep dive live here on the Streetwise Politics right here. Welcome once again. Today is a beautiful day as today we will be more concentrated on Africa, especially on the agricultural aspect. As a politicians who come into power, what have they done to help their country develop into the agriculture sector, the tech sector, and the rest, the other industries? Today we are looking at Kenya and how Kenya is quietly helping his people or their people in their particular country and also in the eastern part of Africa. Let's go into it where I'll be giving you a full details and a breakdown of what really is going on right now in Kenya. You know, we will be taking it from the strategic location, which is the African gateway, which Kenya isn't just another African economy, it's a regional powerhouse located in the East Africa. Kenya acts as a gateway to over 300 million consumers across the East African community. Its capital, which everybody know, is Nairobi. It's often called the Green City in the Sun, but investors call it something else. And what did they call that name? The name is very simple. They call it the business capital of East Africa. Now, and here are what or why that matters. Why it matters is what I'm going to show you today. Kenya connects landlocked countries like Uganda, Rwanda, and South Sudan to a global market. The port of Mombasa is one of Africa's busiest ports. Major infrastructure projects like the standard gauge railway Kenya are reducing transport costs dramatically. Now, the translation or the lower cost plus the faster trade, a higher profit for investors. The fast-growing economy, which is the Kenya, is being one of Africa's most resilient economy despite global shocks. It continues to grow steadily, powered by agriculture, manufacturing, services, technology. Institutions like the World Bank consistently rank Kenya among Africa's top performing economies. What does this mean for investors? It means that the stable growth and the predictable returns and the compared to saturated market in Europe and North America. So Kenya is still undervalued. Now let's look at this. Let's look at the tech aspect of how Kenya is doing their thing. Let's take it, we are taking it step by step. So let's go to the revolutionary side of the Kenyan tech revolution, which is the Silicon Savannah. This is where things get exciting. Kenya is the home to Africa's most famous Fintech Innovation, which is M-Pesa, launched by Safaricom. M-Pesa revolutionized mobile payment, not just to Kenya, but globally today. Over 90% of adults in Kenya uses mobile money. Billions of dollars flow through digital payments, daily startup, and booming in fintech, health tech, agri-tech, and AI. This is why Nairobi is now called the Silicon Savannah. The global companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon are all expanding their presence in Kenya. The smart investors follow innovations and innovations to happening in here or is here. Now let's look at the infrastructure booming aspects in Kenya. Where today, if you go to Kenya, the infrastructure booming is like the investment is heavily into infrastructure and investors love that. Now let's look at the key includes or the keys projects that includes in the modern highway and expressways, expansion of ports and airports, energy projects, especially renewable Kenya is actually a leader in geothermal energy, making electricity more reliable and cheaper. And this is where the rest of the Africa countries are lacking, especially Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, especially Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, Togo, and the rest of the West Africa country. And this is what they are lacking. The lower energy cost, the higher business margins. Now let's look at the business-friendly environment of Kenya. Kenya has made major reforms to attract foreign investors. According to the International Monetary Fund, which is the IMF, easier business registration, improved tax systems, investor protection policies, plus Nairobi hosts regional headquarters for multinational companies, strong legal and financial systems compared to many peers. Now, this reduces risk, one of the biggest concerns for investors. We also take a look at the untapped sector, which is the massive opportunity. Here are where early investors win big, which is the agriculture. Today, my focus more is going to be on the agriculture. Later on, we will also be picking from the other sectors of the project as times goes by. We'll also continue to also work more on the ground to give you more details of what Kenya is doing right now to develop the eastern corridor, the eastern part of Africa, which is making it a big move for the Kenya community. Today we'll be looking at Kenya in a global exporter, or Kenya is the global exporter of tea, coffee, and flowers, which is the huge room for modernization and agri-tech. You see, on the screen as you are seeing the coffee. They have coffee, they have tea and flowers. All this is from Kenya. They export it globally, and they like they export it to they make it more attractive for the Western community to buy from them. Because let me tell you something: if you grow in Africa, you will see that what we grow in Africa is more fresher than when you buy from the Western side. You know, Western side, you will see that yet sometimes it look fresh, but how they grow it is too much of chemicals. But the best side, if you want to get a good product, especially the fruits, vegetables, and the rest, you want to get it, cocoa and the rest come to Africa. It is one of the best places to get all those things. Now let's look at the real estate, which is the rapid urbanization. Housing demand is exploding. And the tourism side, which is also from the safari to beaches, Kenya is a global destination. Renewable energy, solar, wind, and geothermal, massive global demand for green investment. Now you can see that a whole lot that Kenya is doing, and it's all this thanks to the current president who is putting much into the community, making sure their people does not travel outside, but rather they stay in and make the money than traveling outside to say we are going to make it. Yet they go outside, they don't make it, and they come back empty hand. So it's better to stay in the country, better do the Greek development, gain for the Greek project, and they use that to build the economy, and the economy will grow more stronger and stronger. With that, you will attract more investors from outside to come in and invest into the country or invest into that particular project or product that will also be more exported to the outside world so that they can also get a better living in Africa. Now, in these sectors are still growing, meaning first movers get the biggest rewards. So let's look at a bit of the risk. Now that we look at the profit side of what you can get from Kenya and the rest, let's take a brief also look at the risk. And let's be honest, no investment is perfect. Kenya does not face challenges, public debt concerns, currency fluctuations, political tensions during elections, but here is the key. The returns often outweigh the risk, especially for long-term investors. So in conclusion today to what I'm trying to do that let's invest in Africa. So if you want to invest in Africa, you're an African, you are from Ghana, you are from South Africa, you are from Nigeria, you are from Egypt, you are from Congo, you are from Uganda, you are from Rwanda, you are from Ethiopia, and wherever you are coming from. That does not mean that necessarily invest there. Yes, you can invest, but make sure when you invest in your country, make sure you open other branches as well to make it larger. So if you invest in your country, maybe you are from Ghana, you invest in Ghana, make sure you also invest in Kenya, invest in Ethiopia, get businesses around the African continent countries or the neighboring countries to also develop and get more employment for the people around those particular areas. It's very, very, very important. With that, African can be able to reduce the unemployment rate so that the people can be able to stay in the country and work and feel comfortable than traveling outside Africa while they don't find peace. Today, my concern is more about the agriculture aspect, agri tech. You see, in the real estate and all those things, we have to work very hard. As time goes by, I'll be giving you a full breakdown on what the African countries need to do to develop, especially the politicians need to help the agri sector, the tech sector, the real estate sector, like all the fintech and everything, all the tech, the agri side and everything, what they need to do to help those people to expand more businesses to help the people in the country or especially in the constituencies of every region. With that, it will help get ease. There are the well-educated one or the non-educated one. Someone can be educated, have a bit more money, open branches or a venture into farming or whatever, employ more people to work with him, pay them. With that, the money stay in the country. But here's the case: immediately they're done with education, everybody is gone. They are going outside to work, and that is where the problem is. So, in conclusion, to what I'm trying to say is that why Kenya is a smart bet. Well, let me summarize it for let me give you a little bit a summarize of what Kenya offers. They offers strategic location, strong economic growth, the booming tech ecosystem, the massive infrastructure investment, the untapped high growth sectors. This is why global investors are already moving in. And the real question is why the real question is will you be early or will you be late? So here we end it